So aside from motivations or anything like that, Baraka is really meant to be used as a grunt character. Not only Baraka, but Baraka's race. If you do a movie where you introduce Baraka, then Baraka has to be like the last Tarkatan you meet. The way that you could have a character that looks like Baraka and that represents Baraka, you could have them die, and it still not be the main Baraka. If you can imagine it like the Putties used to be in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, kind of like that, just, more gruesome. Not only that, man, Baraka gives it so many different options when it comes in direction. So that's probably why I have such a problem with Baraka's representation in the last two Mortal Kombat games. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the direction they go with his character. But the main important thing is, when we're talking about Mortal Kombat, is they have to be especially careful of the characters they choose to use and when they choose to use them. Mortal Kombat's biggest problem is they tend to pander to the fans, because they know that if Scorpion's not in the game, one fan base won't like it. Sub-Zero's not in the game, another fan base won't like it, etc. They start using characters that don't make sense for them to be there in the time that they're there, and for characters that should be there to not be there. And I get it, because I used to be that fan, and I probably still am sort of like that. However, I am more grown now, so I don't think I would hate it as much as I did when I was a young. But if a character I like wasn't in the game, you're gonna miss that character. But if the story reasons are solid enough, and even not even counting the move sets or any of that shit, yeah, I'm talking about strictly story, then I think that's something that people could get used to eventually. When you just start adding characters because you want to please fans, that's how we get shit like Conan the Barbarian and T100 or whatever. Combat 1 had all the pieces it needed in order to be this origin story to the very first tournament of Mortal Kombat. Maybe show how it went from this, peaceful tournament to this fight for survival. And it touches on that, but it never really expands on it and gives us what we want towards that, because it's too busy trying to drive some other story point or try to explain this character's backstory and shit like that. I love Mortal Kombat, and I've always been interested in the story and how these characters could be used, and but we never seem to get away from the standard Mortal Kombat story.